I want some fast and easy journal cards here. All right, let's make some more filler cards. Now, the page we're going to work on now already has the borders from what we made in our earlier videos. And so I was going through my supplies and I found this pack of embellishments from the Wanderlust collection. So I wanted to share with you that the digital products will become available again for purchase. And among them may be some of these embellishments in their digital form. We've been told that November is when they will reopen the digital products again. And so if there's something that you may be wanting, this would be an opportunity for you to get those products. Please note, if you do purchase those products, they will remain in your Creative Memories account for a period of 2 years, and then they won't have them anymore. So if you do want them, download them and preserve them once you do purchase them. I intend to purchase this one because I just love that little cruise ship right there. I am confessing. I'm just going to go through and pick a few um, that will go on here. And I like that. I guess the one I like the best is right here. So I have these 4 embellishments, and I'm going to pick something else to go on here as an embellishment. I can look through my stickers. I can look through my scraps and punches. So we'll see what I'll come up with. I am intending to stick with the neutral colors that are shown here. And once again, these are super fast and easy to make, and I'm going to really enjoy it. This did not take me very long. But I actually came up with 4 different Border Maker cartridges that I would like to use on this, but I came up with just one piece of paper. I'm not even sure what collection this paper came from. I chose these 4 cartridges because they'll make relatively thin, not tall or wide, but relatively thin border strips. And that's what I'm looking for. I want something decorative, but I don't want it to take over my journaling spots. Now remember, these cards are 6 inches wide. And so at one point I thought, oh, well, I just need to make 2 borders. But now that I'm using 4 different cartridges, I'm going to try a little experiment. Going to put these to the side. And I'm going to pair, I think I'm going to pair these 2 and these 2. I'm going to punch half a row for each of these 4 cartridges. So just 3 times. So this is half a row of this one. Well, this is very interesting. I'm going to first cut this stripe as close as possible to this edge here, which turns out to be roughly 1 1/8 of an inch. And slightly larger, but it's cutting away. This, and I have a nice smooth side for my next punch. And then I'm going to put in this and cut it at 6 inches, and it should cut right on the line. right at 6 inches. And this is clean, and that looks fairly clean. Okay, so we have two very nice stripes that we can use on either side. I think I'm liking the beige stripe the best. And let's try the other two. And I'm liking how that turned out. Let's get this place cleaned up. Okay, we are ready to cut in half. And let's see how this lines up. I'm going to put that right there and cut. And now we have these four lovely chains. And that probably doesn't show up well here, but let's get our cards back out. And like that. And I actually like this little pop of color right here. Let's see, what do I like this? Oh, and I like the pop of color over here. So I think this is what I'll have. Or I could move this to the top. And I think I'll let this sit on here. And I'm going to let this sit on here. This brings me to a wonderful point. In my previous projects and even in this project, making these journal cards really helped me learn embellishing that I carried over into my 12 by 12 and other size scrapbook layouts. Making these clusters, they are simple. I'm just trying to select and choose elements to put on these cards in this small format. It makes it feel less intimidating. And so now I have these cards with two elements on each. And I like to try to go for 3 elements for an embellishment cluster. So I think what I want to look for will be one more item, but it can be as simple as a circle. Or maybe the third item will be our tabs. It's time for us to get out the tab punch. Okay, now I went through my scraps, one of my favorite things to do, and I found some dark blue, some navy blue, some blue, and some beige. And so I'm going to cut circles. I looked at the square punch. Right now I'm going to begin with circles and see how it goes. I may cut one square. Actually, let's start with a square and take it from there. I'm going to cut this square. The square punch gives you a 1 3/4 inch square shape. Put it right here. Put our rope in front of it. And then our word travel has a place to rest. And so it's a little large, but the word travel, it's the right size for this element. Okay, I've zoomed in a little bit here so you can see this close-up work a bit better. And I cut a square with the square punch, which gives us a 1 3/4 inch square. and we have our rope, and we have the word travel. And now we have a cluster with 3 elements in it, and I think that's lovely. Next, I'm going to cut a circle. So adding a circle gave this element a place to rest, and just see the difference. Something as simple as a circle or a square can make a lot of difference. I'm going to add a circle up here behind the camera, and I think I'm going to put it all the way in the back, just as with the others. And now the camera has a place to rest on as well. I'm going to offset it. It doesn't have to be centered, and I think I like it more to the left and the circle more to the right. And so we're not trying to center it. And we'll cant our camera like that. So just adding something simple, a third element, a solid color, because we have pattern here and pattern there. It gives a grounding effect. And let's find one more. Found this scrap. Yes, I love my scraps. And was a variety mat card. And so you can get plenty of use from your variety mat card. And see, the same thing happens here once we add that circle. The cards on the left will end up in our journal face down. So their tabs will go on the lower right-hand side because they will be in the page and they'll be inserted on the back side. The ones on this side will be inserted on the front. We are going to begin adhering our elements to our journal page. So I'm very pleased with how this has turned out. If this had been in my regular scrapbook, I would have likely put these elements that on foam tape. But because it's a journal and I need to write, I want things flat, but I also want them pretty. I considered using lined paper also, but I really love the white background on this. I'll consider maybe some faux stitching around this, but right now it isn't necessary for this album. Next up, putting on the tabs. Okay, we're going to make 4 punches with this piece of scrap right here. And we're going to go in, turn it around. And actually, I like both sides of this. We'll choose one once we get them all punched. Take my scissors. You now have these 4 tabs. I like both sides, so I think I will use both sides. I will use the darker ones on this side and the lighter ones on this side. Now, folding them over, giving them a good squeeze. Now, once again, I'm going to take these two away for a moment. So these two left side cards will go into the album face down. And so when they go in, their tab is going to be over here on the left side now that they're face down. So their tabs are going to go down on the lower end because they are face down. We're putting their tabs on the lower end. We're using the strong adhesive. It's the orange one. And I really recommend everyone have the strong adhesive in their craft supplies because this strong adhesive is similar to another large product that is on the market that's a pretty strong adhesive. I understand though that that product is being phased out and it's harder to find. Don't know if the refills are still available, but the reason I prefer Creative Memories is because I know it's photo safe. And I think that brand made two types of adhesive, and you really needed to pay attention to which one you were getting. One was acid free. If it read acid free, and I always tried to buy that one, but I will admit, um, it read acid free, but I know a lot of people didn't pay attention and they bought the cheaper one because the acid free one did cost more. So we now have our tabs on our left cards. These are the right hand side cards. So their tabs are going to go on the upper left. So I definitely, this is a strong adhesive. I didn't get this quite where I wanted, and it is not easy to peel this back. It's doable because I did it right away and I had not put pressure on it yet. But you do need to take your time and position the tab to be where you truly want it on on these on these tabs. So take your time and position it where you truly want it to be. You don't have to be perfect. And now you can see we have these four beautiful cards ready. And you can see why the tabs go top and bottom so they don't interfere with each other with the card that will be behind it. So let's get our journal out. And here's our journal. We're ready to put our cards in. Now, one thing I did was I did shave off 1/16 of an inch. And these cards are actually 6 inches wide, but 3 and 15/16 of an inch tall to make sure that they slide in nice and smoothly. On the right hand side, the cards go in face up, and that blends very well. And that was a bit of an accident, actually, with the border that we had made in the earlier video. So here is our beautiful card. However, these cards can't go in from this side. So we're turning our cards over and putting them behind this card. But this is what this page now looks like. This is going to be a lot of fun to write in this journal. And thank you so much for watching these videos. I appreciate you so very much. I hope you're getting something out of this and that you will try this project and it will be as fun for you as it is for me.